Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Hockenheimring here in Germany. I am joined with me tonight, Todd CP Chase. Todd, welcome to the booth.
Where are we, Chapman?
We are Hockenheimring
Rambling.
in Germany.
Yep.
No, I am looking forward to tonight's race. We actually missed last week because some unfortunate stuff happened. But,
Yeah.
looking forward to tonight's race. Red Sox racing, guys, get to take place. We're going to come back here in just a moment. We didn't realize that qualifying was almost over, so they're getting advanced. So I want to play this little intro video here that James Prostale. So we'll send it to James Prostale Jr. He can take it away.
The cars and stars of the Red Sox Racing League make their way to Germany for round 8 of the Spring Series. Welcome to Hockenheimring, Baden-Württemberg. One of Europe's premier racing circuits, the heritage of Hockenheimring dates back to 1932, when it was called Dreikskurs, or Triangle Course. The track has undergone multiple redesigns since then, most recently in 2002, when a dramatically shortened new layout eliminated the long straightaways through the forest that produced exciting racing, but were taxing on engines and difficult for fans to see. Although the redesign was divisive among drivers and teams who welcomed the changes, and those who missed the challenges of the old track, it kept the German Grand Prix at the track for 2002 and beyond. The Grand Prix layout clocks in at just under 3 miles, with 16 turns that mix high-speed corners with tight and technical hairpins. Notable sections and corners include the Nord curve, the fast right-hander that drivers see first after starting the race, the long, sweeping left-handed parabolica that charges into the track's tightest hairpin, and SOX, another tight left-hander that makes up part of the stadium section in the latter stages of the lap. Much like previous rounds of the RSR Championship, teams expect to perform one stop for the race. While performing that work quickly and efficiently here in the box will be crucial, it's actually here at pit end that could be the biggest pitfall this week. The pit lane speed limit is set at 50 kilometers or 31 miles an hour, which is so slow that even speeds clocked in at the hairpin apex will be enough for a penalty. As one of the latest additions to the iRacing lineup, the digital Hockenheimring will be uncharted territory as the Red Sox Racing League takes to the track. Will we see a familiar face take the checkered flag? Could a new name still step on the podium? How will the P2, GTE, and GTD classes mix? These questions and more will be answered as we throw it back to Adam Chapman and the Trackside Racing Network crew for flag-to-flag coverage of the Red Sox Racing League at Hockenheim.
All right, welcome back here to the broadcast. We are set to go green flag racing here. The cars are on the grid. Like I said, we was a little bit delayed because Todd Chase messed everything up. We are set to go racing here. Good field here again tonight, Todd. First time we both caught a race here. I believe it's 16 turns is what we was talking about earlier.
I think that's what it was, yes.
16 turns. I think it was kind of a short track, though. It was 2.84 miles. Which is fairly short compared to some of the other tracks that we've been to. So kind of surprised by how short it is, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting ready to roll here as we get set to go tonight. I do want to go ahead and mention that next week we will be live as well from somewhere that I will find a link to. Spa, so that's going to be fun. Very much looking forward to Spa. I love that track. So you can see the field rolling out here up front, getting set to go. Ross Booth will lead the LMP2s. Actually, it ain't Ross Booth. I'm sorry. It is actually the 21, I believe. Colin Weatherholt, I believe, himself. And let's see who that actually is on the pole for them on the other side of that. The 56, I believe, is Bidwell, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. So it is Weatherholt and Bidwell up on the front row as the pace truck dropping in. Todd set to get green. LMP2s. Set to take the green flag here at Hockenheim as we get set to go. We wait. Green flag. Going to be out of the air. LMP2s are underway here from Hockenheim, Germany. So as they get set, Todd, we will watch them head into turn one. We'll jump back here momentarily as well to the GTEs. Mitch Heller, Terry Dahl take the green flag, and the rest of the field follows. We will watch them go into turn one as you see Mitch diving it in and driving away, or trying to drive away. Back in GT3, they are set, and green flags out for them as they head into turn one. None other than Paul Gibson, Nikhil Kopker. Hey, how about this? Nikhil going to take the lead early here,
Yeah.
Todd. Wow. Good pass.
That's a
there.
power move.
That was a big move. That happened early. Was not expecting that. Good move there. So we'll see if he can hold on to that. Meanwhile, up in LMP2, David Shutt, Colin Weatherholt going at it. Second and third. Bidwell out in front now by about 1.5 seconds. Then you got Mr. Ross Booth there as well. 23 laps tonight, Todd, here at this place. This is going to be a fun, tight little race course to watch these guys on.
Yeah, it looks like the course is pretty fast and shouldn't take very long to finish this race up.
Yeah, I think we were seeing like a minute and 59-second laps in the LMP. Oh, there goes Mark Wilson.
Oh, boy.
He taps the wall. He's going to be okay, but he will lose a lot of position. And one thing about this, Todd, and you know this from being in here from previous races and all that, you lose a spot in this race, it is very tough to make it up.
Battle for the GTD class.
Phil and Paul Gibson, there you go. Look at it, Todd Chase Conlon. Who was that in third? Chris Schildsmith right there. He was looking for a moment as well.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, yeah, every one of these, Todd, no BMWs in this race. How about that? That is something.
Is that the first week we haven't had a BMW in there?
And something I noticed a couple weeks ago, because unfortunately we missed last week, I noticed that the BMWs have kind of been phasing out.
Yeah.
In the GTD. I don't know if there's just something with the car, but I've noticed that the Lambo's kind of been the way to go in the GTD class. So we'll see how that all works out. By the way, Mark Wilson actually does fall way back. He's actually kind of mixed in right now with GTE. As you see Joe Burchett here, he's actually trying to put a pass on Robert. Yep. I always butcher his name, but I believe it's Kannekin. Joe looking to his right side to try to put a pass, which would be the outside. And it looks like he's going to be able to take this spot away from Robert going into the corner. And a hard bump there. And we talked to Joe prior to the race. He is going to be very aggressive tonight. And
that was the plan.
And I'm going to be honest, if you get an aggressive Joe Burchett, guys better watch out. You don't want to race something too aggressive.
Oh, trouble. Trouble in his GTDs.
Yes, sir. And Sutcliffe. And he actually toes at a 33 having an issue. He completely missed his corner. It looks like in the replay. Let's see what happened. Looks like he completely missed the corner and hit straight to the wall. Oh, he locked up completely. You know, I'm surprised he towed. He actually didn't wreck the car. He just went off track. But unfortunately, Ed Sutcliffe did tow. And we'll see how he gets back up going. James Prostel Jr., this is our guy that makes our intro videos. We appreciate James doing that. And that LLP2 car that he's driving, you guys can see it right there on your screen. That walked in at all timers. Pretty cool. He's got the TRN logo as well. James is a nice guy. We appreciate him really doing that. That takes a lot of time to edit all that stuff up. So. William Kabbalah also had a moment. Mitch Hiller's just got around him. Here's what happened to the 25 LMP2 car. He actually may have got too much of the curb and spun and wheel spin. Yep, that's what it was, and went on a big 180 spin. So he will continue on. Oh, there was more wheel lock. I just seen that. I don't know who it was, but it happened up in front of our GTE leaders. I'm not sure what that was, but let's hop on board here and get a ride with Joe Burchett, the trackside racing driver overnight here. He's usually with us in the booth sometimes. Been lazy lately and not doing much, but here he is. Bill Paulucci right here in front of him. Fourth, Paulucci having a nice night so far. Have you ever rode in cars in the motion blur?
No, I do not have the motion blur turned on.
Not a fan of it. In car, I'm not a fan. I'm just going to be honest. I know a lot of people like it. I don't know. It just makes everything too blurry for me.
Well, come on. You have better eyes than I do.
Barely. Barely. I feel like I've raced this track on a different, I don't want to say sim, because to me, a lot of the other racing games are not sims. But I feel like I've raced this on like a PlayStation game.
You know, I kind of had that feeling too.
Yeah, I felt like it was
Maybe a
Gran
different
Turismo.
different version of it, maybe.
Yeah, it's a possibility because it does look familiar. And like I said, I'm not very familiar. If you guys are in the chat, is this track on Gran Turismo or Forza maybe? It looks familiar. Here's Joe Burchett, though. We're still watching him and Bill Pawlucky right there in the 81. Bill Pawlucky rocking that very awesome paint scheme.
Looking for a pass right now.
Yep, Joe looking to the outside on that baseball number. There's Wildcats baseball, who's the name of it. And Bill's going to let Joe go and try to cross him up, but good pass there for the 83. Jumping up a little bit. LMP2 is actually spaced out quite a bit, so we're jumping backwards now. Nikhil, he's been impressing me, Todd. But 42 still able to keep that lead in that PG-13.
Yeah, he's had some pretty good weeks as of late, and he's on a roll right now.
Yeah, he's got Paul Gibson, who right now is your season overall, not season champion, but your overall season points leader for the GTDs. But still, you got to start somewhere to move your way up, and this is a great way to do it. Do want to mention, I believe it's David Shutt still in the lead for the LMP2's Mitch Heller, and then Paul Gibson is your points leader currently in the classes. Let's see here reading. Yeah, Paul Gibson. Actually, listen to this, Todd. David Shutt and Colin Weatherholt are tied in the points in LMP2.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually pretty 306 each. So pretty tight race there. As far as the GTD class, Paul Gibson pretty much walking away with that one. You got Mitch Heller and Terry Dahl kind of in a little mix as well. 331 for Mitch and then 308 for Terry. So them guys have been running 1-2 a lot this season.
Yeah, I feel like if Mitch Heller can maintain, maybe a top 3 finish for these next couple of weeks, he might have enough points to clinch that championship.
I agree, because we only got 4 weeks left. I think I said earlier.
I think so.
And then we got Spa, like I said, Spa next week. We go to some really good tracks, as you guys are getting just a basic look of this track circuit. But we go to some really good tracks coming up.
And here we go, Chapman. LMP2 is already beginning to catch the back of the field.
Yep, and that's something we definitely got to watch, because Joe Burchett talked to us about this, and I think James Prosto even mentioned it. This track is not very wide in the corners, especially on one section of it. You really got to be patient with these slower traffic. And there's the thing of being too patient. But we'll see. As you see right here, Bidwell flashing the lights, going to go around Kevin Kyle and then try to set his sights now on Roman, Bykov, I believe, but probably butchering that.
Yeah, it looked like Weatherholt was able to close in a little bit, but then he lost on the last couple of turns.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was this close in LMP2s. I'll be honest, they're actually a lot closer than I thought. So the next couple races is Spa, Circuit Gaules Del New, Imola, and Detroit Grand Prix. Detroit, I'm really looking forward to. I actually like that.
I'm looking forward to Detroit.
That's your home track, pretty much.
Yes, sir.
As the road stuff goes.
Yep.
You're going to try to go to one of them road races, right?
Yes, sir.
That'd be pretty cool.
I believe they are planning on running the 13th and 14th of June.
For the Indy cars?
For the Indy cars, and I think IMSA is either before them or after them.
Yeah,
Can't remember.
I don't know which I'd rather go to. I think I'd rather go to IndyCar just because I've never seen them.
Right.
But I don't know. The IMSA would be fun though.
Yeah.
But you get a chance to see Jimmy Johnson and stuff too.
That's what I was just gonna say. If I do get a chance to go, it would be only to see him and maybe Scott Dixon.
Yeah. So on board right now with Colin Weatherholt as he goes through the gears. The 3rd gear, 4th gear. Probably not going to hit 5th. I don't know. I lied. He does hit 5th. He's actually giving up a little bit of time here on Bidwell. He's actually
closing in again.
Yeah, I feel like he's better in the back half of this track that we're seeing right now.
Yep.
So right now, only one driver out, unfortunately. Ed Sutcliffe out of the race, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Mitch Heller's got a huge lead.
Yeah, Mitch Heller out to a 7-second lead, I do believe.
And this is nothing new this season with him.
Yeah,
He basically just needs to maintain.
man, honestly, dude, I think everybody knew Mitch had it in to be good. Like, I think we've seen that last year, even the season before. Last year, he started improving a lot as the middle season and kept improving. This season, though, it's like a whole new driver, Todd, and that's not an easy thing to do. He's put a lot of practice in to do well, and he has done really well. I mean, there's some guys he's racing against that is
It has shown.
yeah, and I mean, he's on rails. He's been like that from week one. You know, when you beat guys like Terry Dahl, Joe Burchett,
Yep.
you know, Chris Menez and guys like that, and I'm not taking a shot at nobody. I mean, that's pretty talented.
Yeah.
How about the LMP2 cars right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2, 3 pretty much lined up nose to tail. David Shutt right there putting some pressure on. How about Weatherholt, by the way, getting around Bidwell? Well, actually, I think he did that earlier. But remember, this is a big battle for the points. David Shutt does not want to see Weatherholt win this race.
Yeah, it'd be a little interesting going into the next couple of weeks if Weatherholt is able to pull this off, but...
Sean Wingate said that Heller trains 8 hours a day. And Marcus, of course, says that he could win racing underwater.
It's possible, I guess.
It is possible. He's done the whole race in first gear. I'm not sure what kind of gear the GTE's running. We can hop on board real quick and watch Mitch Heller to see. He's running third gear right here. Definitely going to hit fifth, I would guess. Yeah, fifth for sure. Going to downshift probably the second. Oh,
yep,
one
first.
Up the gears again. Going to definitely hit fifth here. I would think. Maybe. Well, he's going to stay fourth. You know, that was pretty interesting, though. He actually didn't downshift. I thought he would downshift a lot further coming through that one. He actually went to third. I thought he would go to second. He stayed in second there. Oh,
got a little loose.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like... Yeah, with Mitch Heller, unfortunately, he has some small mistakes that are unfortunately out of his control that have actually happened this season, but he's how do I say it? He's regrouped very well from those mistakes.
The last few races, he's kind of has overcame a lot of his mistakes, like not to make as many mistakes. So, I don't know. It's one of them things, I guess. Back to one of our drivers, Joe Burchett, taking a peek here on Chris Jimenez. The overtake number 83. Joe, of course, got a couple wins in here as well. He's doing so well this year because of his cheering section. I will agree. Mitch Heller probably, like we do, you know, quite a few broadcasts. And there's always some people, you know, one or two people, but you guys are actually talking in the chat, and that's what I like about it. I like seeing the people cheer on the person that they want to win. Like, to me, that's awesome.
Back to LMP2s, and we've got a brand new leader, Chapman. Colton Weatherholt has gotten around Cameron Bidwell.
The 21 out front. See, that's not what Shutt wants.
No.
Shutt does
and he's actually pulling away, too.
Yeah, he's actually 1.5 seconds ahead right now of Bidwell. And we do got pit stops coming up here shortly. Once again, we don't know when. It's hard to tell with these guys sometimes. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of pit stops later than earlier.
Yep, and
do you prefer, Todd? What do you think? Do you prefer to pit later, or would you pit, you know, earlier? Like in your, like, what would you prefer?
It just depends on how the car is feeling. If it feels like it's sliding a lot, maybe I would decide to
we're not
give up
tires. I do want to mention that. Not in here, we're not. But
right.
We know normally when you race, we know that you take tires, of course, like in the road open stuff. But yeah, I think it just depends. You know,
Yeah, it basically just depends on fuel strategy.
Yeah, I
How
think
much
that's a lot
fuel
of
we
fuel.
burn.
Yeah, because like if you're guys like, honestly like Paul Gibson right now, as they get passed right here, by the way, for some more, Mark Wilson
Yep.
around and Prostell. But if you're Gibson right now, you're basically just saving fuel right now, kind of riding behind Kill, kind of saving a little bit of gas because the draft that happens and the tow that you can get. So you save a little bit more fuel than, what these other guys do. So you're probably going to pit a little bit later in my eyes and take a little bit less fuel, I think. As so mix up here, the 21 caught up behind some traffic. Here he goes. Colin Weatherholt caught up behind Chris Jimenez. As Joe Bichette's in this mess as well. There's Terry Dahl there as well. And this was the thing Joe talked about. I mean, you can see these top corners, a very tough place to pass if you're the LMP2 cars.
Yep.
And the GTEs and GTDs. I mean, these guys are trying to run their race as well, and you kind of see it right there. Joe Bichette kind of gets the nose chopped a little bit from David Shutt. And it definitely wasn't on purpose, but just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Joe going through the corner. You see David Shutt right behind him. This is a replay. And, of course, Shutt, a much faster car. And right there, Joe gives him room. But actually, right there, Shutt made a little bit of a mistake, actually, through that corner and got some of that rumble strip. Ross Booth is on pit road. So we're seeing a little bit early pit stops with Ross. Of course, Ross knows what he's doing. I'm not going to question anything he does when it comes to racing these things. Multiple championships.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes with these guys, they may say, okay, we've got X amount of fuel or X amount of laps with fuel. They may decide to pit early so that they know that they can make it all the way to the end.
See, you guys comment on YouTube. Nobody else ever comments who they're here for. You guys are the Mitch Heller fan club. They said Mitch Heller's going to be doing a book signing, Todd, after the end of this race. So.
Really?
That's what they said. I see a car go off track, by the way. I'm not sure who it was. But we say no issues. Mark Wilson was a little slow, but yeah, that's what they said. Book signing. Notice that the lights are on the cars now pretty bright. You can kind of see them. That's what I want to see. I hope we were in spot in the dark. There ain't no light.
That would be fun.
That'd be a blast. Joe Burchett, by the way, did get around Chris Jimenez and will now set his sights on Terry Dahl here in the 53. Joe started last in class, so he's actually moved up quite a bit and actually running pretty good lap times. Actually was faster than our leader last time by, so we'll have to maybe wait and see what pit stops really do for Joe to see if he can do anything. But all in all, Todd, the racing's been pretty solid here.
I think so far. I mean, we've got a good battle here for the lead in the GTD class.
Yeah, Paul Gibson's been right on the bumper. It's just kind of seems like he can't make the move right now. It's just right on board with him. And you can see right up in front of him, McKeel doing a great job in this one. Todd, when you go on board the LMP2 cars, do you have your backup cameras on? Like your rear cameras?
Let's look.
In LMP2 cars, I can't see them. I can see it in GTEs and GTDs. I don't know why I can't see them in LMP2. I don't know if it's something iRacing did, and you just can't see them or what.
Let's see. Nope. It looks like they're turned off for me.
I didn't know if you did or not. Paul Gibson really close to the back bumper right now. And here he goes. Getting a big run out of the corner. Don't think he's going to be able to take it this corner, but we'll see as you see him go way up there in front of you. Here they come, right into your screen. Mikhail and Paul Gibson both. And a little bit further back, you see Mark Kozlowski back there in third. I think he won a race this year too, correct?
I believe so.
Which was very impressive. I need to double check that, but I'm pretty sure he did win a race this year. Actually, I know he did.
Yeah, I think he did. I just can't remember which race it was.
I don't know. Actually, I'm showing he didn't win, but I thought he did. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, he won one. He won at...
Was it Canadian Tire? No, that was Mitch Heller.
I think it was Catalunya. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Catalunya or whatever. Or Barcelona. That's what it was.
There you go.
No. I knew it was one of them, Todd. I know stuff.
Here we go. Paul Gibson, again, trying to make the pass here on Nickel.
Robert went around the 199. He actually towed. He wrecked coming out of the pits. This is interesting. Him and Les Turner racing out of the pits. Something happened here as they exited the pit road. Oh, he just got the wall. And actually, I don't think that was Les Turner, actually. I said it was Les Turner. It wasn't. I don't know who it was. But, wow. Oh, by the way, who was in that car? That was a cool-looking car right there. Is it David Barry that was in it? No. I'm trying to see who's in that car that wrecked with him. Joe Burchett on pit road. Les Turner on pit road as well.
Yeah, still watching this battle between Paul Gibson and Nikhil. Paul, like you said earlier, he can get beside him, but then he just can't complete the pass.
Yeah, I think Nikhil's focusing on, and this is one thing I've noticed with a lot of these PG-13 guys with our team. They don't focus really so much on the turn coming up. If this makes sense, by the way, they don't focus on the turn that's right ahead of them. They focus on the turn ahead of that turn to set it up. And you see,
and it makes sense.
Pit road. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you want to get in your head how to take the turn while you're taking the other turn. If that makes sense. I don't know.
It does.
It's basically setting it up, I guess.
Yep.
You know, because of course, if you go into a turn that, say, if it's an outside turn that is inside, you want to be on the opposite side of that for the next turn. Like if it's an S, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. If it's an S,
yeah.
To me, you don't want to be on the inside at the first part of the S. You want to be on the inside at the second part of the S.
Right.
That to me, that makes sense. I know it's kind of weird to explain. Colin Weatherholt also on pit road, so we are seeing all kinds of green flag pit stops now. Joe Burchett already made his stop. Good stop there. I mentioned Weatherholt here. He actually spent quite a bit of time on pit road. Bidwell did as well. So this actually could benefit both. Weatherholt wins the race off pit road. He actually had a little bit slower time than Bidwell. I'm trying to see who that is. Wayne McCarthy, that's who it is. That is a cool looking car. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like David Shutt has now taken over second over Bidwell.
David Shutt has taken over first, sir. Just hasn't updated.
Okay, sorry.
He about lost it just now. He went so wide, he really about lost it. That was a little sketchy for him. He's probably going to be hitting pit road right here. I thought I heard somebody. Yep, somebody else just wrecked. Chris Shieldsmith went off track, and he is now back on. He was running top 3, I believe, in class. And here comes Shutdown pit lane. So this will almost complete all of our LMP2 pit stops, with the exception of Prostel and Kabbalah. Mitch Heller hasn't made a pit stop. He is the only the GTE car that hasn't been on pit road. Dwayne McCarthy, I'm sorry.
And here he comes.
Yep, so we'll keep an eye on both of these guys. Here is Shutt going in. And we will jump back to Heller. As you guys hear the alarm going off in the background. Heller on pit road now. He is looking for a stop that will be less than 33.4 seconds on pit road. Because I will say Joe Burchett has taken over second place on Terry Dollar. Joe took 1 second less of fuel, so it's worked out good for him. That's actually a good battle going on between them two right now. Joe's barely ahead of him, so we'll keep an eye on that. And Mitch Heller having a long pit stop here, 10 seconds worth of fuel, and he's done it away. And total time will be actually really quick on pit road, 33.3. He was actually faster than Burchett total time on pit lane. And Joe took a second less fuel than him, so that's very impressive for Heller. Wow.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Joe taking that 1 second less on fuel. Does he have enough?
Yeah, does he have enough? The one thing is Joe's going to be faster. We know that because less fuel is going to make the car lighter. But Heller's going to be very tough. I don't know if Joe's going to have time. I don't think he's going to have time to get him unless there's a mistake. But who knows? I mean, you never really know. So it looks like Cavallo's on pit road now to LMP2. So this will actually finish the cycle of pit stops. So we'll kind of wait and see how everything shakes out. But right now, Colin Weatherholt, Cameron Bidwell, Ross Booth, the top three in LMP2. Mitch Heller, Joe Burchett, Terry Dahl over in the GTE. And then Paul Gibson, Nikhil Kopker now. Paul Gibson took the lead. Todd?
Yeah, I just seen that.
Bit. Yeah, by 6 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, this is why. Nikhil had a 38.9 second total time on pit lane, which was the slowest out of everybody that's hit pit lane. Paul Gibson had a 34.7. So,
wow.
Yeah, so tough break there for Nikhil. He's actually under pressure right now from Kudrowski. Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough break for him.
You are correct, by the way. Somebody said life is the pits. That is true, though. Oh, there's a bump. Kudrowski putting a bump or two, Nikhil.
Yep.
Like I said, with this league, we've talked about it before, this league being so close, and everybody runs very similar lap times.
Almost every week they do.
Pit stops really makes or break a lot of people's races. I mean, let's be honest. If Joe would have started up, for second, third, first, wherever, if he would have got his qualifying time in, we would have had a heck of a race between Mitch and Joe, I think.
Oh,
and
I think
Terry,
so too.
And Terry as well. I mean, you can't leave him out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of them things.
Yeah, exactly.
So 5 laps to go. Here in this one, what's been a good race, just FYI for people wanting to know. We will be off tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We will be back Wednesday. But for anybody that is looking for a Xfinity Series league, since Todd Chase is in here, I talked about it last night. You can message Todd Chase Jr. on Facebook or on iRacing Xfinity Series on Facebook. He will be starting up his league June the 1st, Todd. And,
yes, sir.
There you go. So June 1st, Xfinity Series broadcasted here on TRN. Oval racing. It's going to be fun. Should have some good racing in that. You'll see guys. I know Joe Burchett's planning on running some of it, if not all, full season. And some other guys. I know Todd, Derek Pemberton, and some other guys are running it. So it should be fun. You guys come over and watch the rebirth, I guess, of the older series that we used to broadcast with Todd. So kind of cool to see that going back up again. There you go.
I think. Go ahead.
Coming to 4 laps to go next time by.
Okay. Yeah. I think it was the truck series that we're actually rebirthing, but with the Xfinity series. And Tuesday, I think we're going to do Richmond.
Yeah, you got a recruitment race. That is correct. I forgot to mention that.
Yep. So, if anybody's interested, just get a hold of me, whether it be on Facebook or iRacing or whatever, and we'll get you all hooked up.
Race it. It's gonna be fun, I think. Let's see. Anything going on that I can see? Not really.
I don't think so.
Not really.
I think everybody's just spaced out.
Yeah, the closest one we really have is Chris Jimenez and Terry Dahl, but it's still pretty spaced out quite a bit, unfortunately. So right now it's just basically follow the leader here for the field and try not to make no mistakes. Looking at lap times last time by, Joe Burchett and Mitch Heller. We'll check times once Joe crosses the line. And you see Ferrari coming to the start-finish line now. Pretty good lead. Mitch Heller a little bit faster, about 4 tenths, 135.6. That's pretty quick. David Shutt. Oh, okay. I thought he just wrecked. But I will go ahead and tell you, here's what's interesting in this situation with Colin Witherholt, your leader. He should. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Should be able to actually take over the points lead tonight from David Shutt. There was Todd coming in. So we will. Yeah, it looks like there was Todd. So yeah, Colin Witherholt should take over the lead, it looks like. And also, Mark Wilson, who's third in that series or division, probably going to may or may not lose that spot. We'll wait and see. But everybody right now all spaced out. I mean, there ain't nobody close. This is the most spaced out we've been now in a long time. But man, we had some good racing there for a long time in this one.
Yeah, there was quite a few good battles there at the beginning. But I think after pit stops, everybody just kind of spaced out.
So we are going to sit here and wait for this one to wrap up. Been impressive for Colin Witherholt. He put a mid-race pass on Cameron Bidwell. Man, from there, hasn't looked back. Mitch Heller, well, he's seen the green flag, and he's just looking for the checker flag now because he hasn't had any competition around him. And Paul Gibson made a good race pass there on Nikhil. By the way, Nikhil is done, Todd. So Mark Kozrowski now to second.
What happened to him?
I have no idea, actually. He's actually quite a few laps down, so he's been out for a while. So I just seen that. So
yeah,
not going good after the pit stops for Nikhil, unfortunately, the 42. And that's kind of been his thing, too, this season. Just bad luck.
Yep.
You've been a victim of that a time or two.
Oh, yes. I mean, even last night in that Sim 500 race.
Did not go the way you planned.
No, I mean, it all started out pretty great. You know, we ran a great truck last night. Painted by yours truly. But, yeah, it did not go the way as planned, unfortunately.
White flag about to come out here for your race leaders, Colin Witherholt, Mitch Heller as well, and Paul Gibson. You see a couple more of these turns before that white flag decides to show up. But you see Colin here working on the back of Bill Pawlucki. Very tough place to pass right now. And Bill's going to go really wide and let him have that spot. And white flag will be out this time for Colin Witherholt, and Mitch Heller will be looking for that as well. And Paul Gibson will be looking for that coming up here momentarily here. All in all, pretty good race. Honestly, we've seen this before. Witherholt, Heller, and Gibson, Todd.
Yep. I mean, it's just same story, just a different page.
Yep, it's a different racetrack. We've been here before. But we've seen some crazy stuff happen at the end of these races, so who knows?
That is true as well.
Oh, there's a wreck right in front of our race leader. Yeah. Yeah, somebody locked up their brakes. Looks like Terry may have locked up his brakes a little bit. Witherholt's just praying, hey, you don't mind, don't wreck right there. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what he does here. If he, well, looks like he didn't have any issues as Terry decided to go wide.
Terry's under attack right here from Christopher Jimenez. And there they go side by side now down the straightaway. And Jimenez trying to take third away from Terry Dahl on the white flag lap. And Terry's going to be close here, and he will keep that spot. And through the final couple corners here, Colin Witherholt. We just got a wreck. Something happened. Christopher Jimenez spun around. Checker flag. Going to be out of the air. Colin Witherholt wins at Hockenheimring.
Hockenheimring.
Mitch Heller looking to do the same. Paul Gibson will follow suit here as well. Gibson 9 seconds ahead of Mark Kozrowski. He's just easing onto the throttle. And Mitch Heller will do the same here momentarily as well. So we'll kind of keep up with Paul Gibson. Congratulations, Colin Weatherholt, a big victory here at Hockenheim, and yeah.
Overall, I think this is a solid race. What do you think, Chapman?
I agree. This is, if you was to rate this on a scale of, 1 to 10, this is easily a 7. You know what I mean?
7, maybe an 8. Yeah.
Had a little bit of everything. I mean, you had some contact and stuff, of course, but nothing too severe. And then, of course, you had, your pit stops, and then from there it kind of spaces out, and then you're just driving the car. But all in all, it was a really solid race. So here comes Paul Gibson, working out the final corner. He's looking for the checkered flag here in that PG-13. Paul Gibson picks up yet another win here at Hockenheim, Germany. And Mitch Heller looking to do the same. Fan favorite, number 45, will pick up yet another victory here in the Red Sox Racing Series out of the final corner. Mitch Heller going to look for the checkered flag and will win here at Hockenheim as well. So interviews coming up. Todd, I'll be back.
Okay.
We will hop over there and talk to our race drivers and all that good stuff. As you see, Colin Weatherholt here in that PG-13. So 2 PG-13 guys back in victory lane alongside Mitch Heller back in victory lane here as well in this one. Kind of curious about how many wins that is now for Weatherholt. That is now his second win. That is Mitch Heller's 7th win and Paul Gibson's 6th win. So another victory here for Colin, another victory for Mitch, and another victory for Paul. We will wait for drivers to come in, and once they do, we will smack these interviews out here and get out of here tonight. So we will wait here momentarily for everybody to load into the Discord channel. That's one thing about sim racing. You just got to wait for everybody to load into the Discord. Happens from time to time. And now we will interview LMP2, Colin Weatherholt. You got a copy.
Hey, Adam. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Big night for you. Points on the line in this one. You came in tied with David Shutt, who finishes P4. You got to feel pretty happy getting your 2nd win now and going to take his points lead over.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to work so hard for these wins in these cars. The competition in this class is top notch. So it's a lot of fun. I wish I could have gotten that pole bonus point. Obviously, we were all really, really close in qualifying, but I was happy to turn up with the win there.
Man, that had to be fun out there racing Cameron. You and him going back and forth there for a long time at the start of this one. I mean, that had to be fun. These starts in these cars is absolutely insane. Like, you never know what's going to happen in turn 1.
Yeah, and especially turn 1 here at this track is super, super tough to do too wide, even on purpose. So when you're doing it on accident with lap cars or even on the starts, you kind of got to slot into your spot there. For sure, man. We head to Spa next week. Spa's going to be one of the places that everybody's kind of familiar with as well because they do the 24 hours of Spa. But this LMP2, what's it going to take to get it done there at Spa? Well, I've never driven this car there, but it is my favorite track. So hopefully get lots of practice laps in and we'll go flying around.
I agree, man. A good job tonight. We'll hop over and talk to Ross, who finished 2nd tonight. Good job. Congratulations on the win. Any shout-outs you want to give out?
Yeah, just a big shout out to Team PG-13 and all the hard work we do. We're missing a couple guys tonight, but I'm sure we'll be back in full swing soon.
Hey, dude, good job tonight. We'll see you next week at Spa. That's going to be a fun one.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, buddy. Next up, Ross Booth, who finished P2 here in the LMP2 cars. Ross, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Pitting a little bit early, man. A little bit different strategy for you compared to normal. Talk us through that selection of pit. It looked like it kind of worked out good, finishing 2nd. I mean, not too bad.
Yeah, I usually run it all the way up, but sort of running in a different position than I normally am. I was running, I think, 4th there, and I didn't have the pace tonight. I didn't have hardly any practice, unfortunately. So just trying to stay behind Shutt and save some fuel and hopefully get in front of them and be able to hold them up behind me, but just didn't work out.
Talk about racing this track, dude. Some of these turns is very tight and narrow, and working around GTEs, GTDs, even LMP2s can be very tough, especially when there's not a lot of give and take at all.
Yeah, I raced here last week in the GTE car, and it is very tough track. Patience is key, especially in the last few corners. You just sort of have to send it and be patient at other times, and it's all give and take out there at the end of the day.
Oh, and I apologize. My whole thing just lagged. I forgot to unmute my mic. I'm sorry, Ross. I'm an idiot sometimes. Man, multiple championships, shout-outs and all that you want to give out here tonight before we let you go?
Well, hold on. We got to give you some grief for not coming and seeing the best race last week.
Dude, I tried so bad. Like, you have no idea. I was so mad. Like, I was on my phone on Discord, like, please just get home. Please. So, I deserve it, though.
I'm just kidding. I appreciate you doing everything that you can and putting on a heck of a broadcast for this league. And shout out to Les and Terry for everything that they do. And shout out to everyone that's been coming out. I think in the summer season we have predominantly less cars, and we're still holding 20-plus cars every week. So that's awesome to see.
Yeah, dude, you've been here long enough. This is one of the most competitive fields I've seen in Red Sox in a long time. So.
Yeah, I think we need to maybe cut a class and get some more fast guys mixed in with some other fast guys, and it'll be a lot more fun.
I agree. Hey, good job, man. Thanks a lot, buddy. Next up, let's talk to Mitch Heller, because I'm just going down the list. Mitch Heller, fan favorite, of course. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Man, I got you good. Dude, you got to stop dominating so much, man. Green flag came out, and you said goodbye to the rest of the field. It was fun to watch you, though. Your fans was over cheering you on. They said you got a book signing at the end of this one, but, man, talk us through that. That was fun to watch you.
Well, I was able to get some good practice in for this track. This track showed up, maybe a couple of months ago,
yeah, it ain't
perhaps.
Been out here long.
Yeah, so I did get familiar with it, and it's fun, and it's also really tricky. That Nord curve, the hairpin, there's just all kinds of tricky spots, and especially that SOX corner as well too, where you come into the twisty bits before getting to the sud curve. So
yeah, I think that's 8 and 9, I believe.
Yeah, just a fun race. So I got a good lap time in qualifying, and when the race started, I was able to get away, and I just kept creating some distance. So went well.
Yeah, man, and of course next week we head to Spa. Everybody familiar with that? What's your thoughts on heading to Spa? I love the place personally. That's one of my favorite races to go to.
Yeah, that's it feels like a great big giant track.
Yeah,
lots of high speed, and it's also a wider track, so I think it's going to be a little bit roomier for passes here and there. I think it'll be a good time.
Your fans over here said that you can win a race underwater. Any truth in that?
I don't know. I'm not sure how we should answer that, Adam. But perhaps that could be true. I don't have a submarine. I don't know about that. But anyways,
man,
good
shout
race.
outs and all that you want to give out.
Yeah, just to yourself, Les and Terry for putting on the show, and all the folks that show up to do these races.
Hey, good job tonight, man.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
Next up, we'll go to Paul Gibson, and Paul was in the class that was a lot of fun to watch tonight. We actually watched the GTDs for a lot. Man, yourself in the kill. Whew, y'all was going at it back and forth. I mean,
that was fun.
Paul missed me because you could get there, but you couldn't complete the pass because you would always catch them at the wrong area.
Yeah, with the traction control and like the mid corner speed, on a fixed setup is all pretty much the same. So it's all about getting off the corner, and Nikhil and I guess we're really similar doing that. So we it was just real tough to get around him. He got around me in the first lap when I had to chase a car up the hill just a little bit in the first corner, and he just planted throttle and it went, and he got around me there, and it took took a while to get back by him, and the only reason I think I got back by him is just in the pits. I think he ran out of fuel right at the end of his in lap, so it pushed him back a little bit. I was bummed about that. I was looking forward to racing him for the rest of the race.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was a great time.
It was interesting watching you two guys go back and forth in that one.
Yeah.
So I gotta kind of ask you about the points. You actually came in here with a pretty good points lead over Chris, and honestly, he didn't finish well tonight. So man, we're going into week 9. The championship looking like it's pretty much within reach now. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, just from here on out, it's just be minimizing mistakes. Just collect points, and put those in their back pocket for the championship. So, should be good. I think I got one race where it's a throwout, where it was real bad. So,
for sure,
where I had connection problems. So, yeah, that'll be the throwout. So, yeah, other than that, I think it's in good shape. So. Yeah, just a lot of fun racing with Nikhil. Like, he has improved so much.
He has.
I used to be able to put like a little bit of pressure on him and he'd crack, and
he did good with that tonight.
You can see from the night he's got nerves of steel now. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Had it,
man, I'm not gonna lie. Like we was talking about it, he was doing a really nice job.
Yeah, he's doing great. Yeah, great job.
Going to Spa. I asked the other guys this as well. What's your thoughts on heading there?
Yeah, so one of my favorites. I think
everybody likes that.
Yeah, I think everyone likes Spa. For good reason too. I don't know what car I'm going to run yet. I think I practiced in the BMW just a little bit, and I thought it was a little bit better in the Lambo, but I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah, it's they're both pretty close.
Have you noticed? We talked about this in the race as well. Have you noticed a lot of guys have switched to the Lamborghini the last couple of weeks?
Yep. For the tighter stuff, the Lamborghini is better.
Sure.
The BMW pulls a lot harder through third and fourth gear, like the mid speed range. It pulls harder and accelerates harder through there. So tracks like Watkins Glen and Spa and stuff, the BMW feels like it has a little bit of advantage, like Monza too. But anywhere there's tighter corners like this, the Lambo comes to.
Makes a lot of sense, dude.
Yep.
Victory here tonight. Shout outs and all that you want to give out?
Yeah, just congrats to everyone on PG-13. We had some good results tonight, I think. I think Colin and Cameron were both top 3 in P2, and then we had some good results there in GTD also. So, yeah, good stuff.
For sure, man. Hey, good job tonight.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, thanks for putting it on. Thanks to Les and Terry, too.
You bet. Go win it next week.
Yep, I will do. All right, thanks.
Well, there you go. There's our interviews. We will ask Todd Chase Jr. what his thoughts on the race are. Todd Chase Jr., I can ask you that now. Thoughts overall?
Overall, I think it was a pretty solid race like we had talked about before. You had, like I said earlier, basically the same story all over again with the same few guys here that have all season long have been running up front. And I think this is Paul Gibson and Mitch Heller's
6th and 7th.
Wow.
Heller has 7, and Gibson has 6 now. So pretty impressive. Heller's won every race but 1. Man, I'm looking forward to next week because I think Spa is going to be a lot closer than what people think. Everybody's familiar with that track. I absolutely love it, and I don't know what this little fan up here in the stands is doing. It weird looking. Anyway, that will do it for us, though, guys. We'll be live next Wednesday. You guys have a great night. Todd, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I think we're all set.
All right, you guys have a great night. Take care as always. God bless.